Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a little bibliomancy using Dharma Punx by Levine and see what spirit message we have. It's going to be a little different. Some of these chapters are actually really small, so I might be able to actually read the whole chapter. Some are long, and we'll just determine what page it's on or by, and we'll read the chapter that's associated with that page. We'll just go the whole thing if we can do it. Don't want to make them too long, but yeah. So here we go. Spirit, what message do you have from Dharma Punx for the collective? We have 11. We have, there we go, 6. And 1. I'm feeling page 167. No. 117. Maybe 167 means something. Let's see what's closest to 117. Lovesick, chapter 14. Let's get here. This chapter is a little on the long side. It is 7 pages long, so I'll read a few pages of it. Okay, guys? Here we go. Lovesick. About a year and a half ago into my celibacy, and almost 2 years into my study with Matthew, things started to get weird. One of Matthew's senior students, who was a woman named Monique, she had been working with him for many years, running his recording label, and she also acted as a teacher for some of the other women who studied with Matthew. Out of the blue, Matthew announced that he and Monique were going to get married. This was really shocking, owing to Matthew's stance on sex and what I thought I knew of him. When I asked him about it, he told me that it wasn't what it seemed, and that it was more for others than for himself. He explained that since most of their students were parents and had families, it would be better for them if their teachers were also family. He went into this whole weird esoteric description of how if he were to kiss Monique, it was more like the smelling of a flower. Basically, I guess he was saying that they were beyond celibacy, that they had transcended the realm of human desire and were meeting on another level. Matthew and Monique had their ceremony up on a hill at his home on a sunny day at the beginning of summer. At the wedding, Jason, Drew, Baron, and I talked about how weird it was that they were getting married. I didn't really know Monique because I had never worked for Matthew's record company, but all of the other guys had worked there, and they were all talking about what a psychopath she was. After the wedding, Matthew moved in with Monique in Scotts Valley and asked, Scotts Valley. Memories. All right, anyway. And asked me if I went to rent his place up on the mountain and share it with another student named Vanessa. Vanessa and I knew each other from meetings, although not very well. I decided to move in there because Matthew was saying he thought it would be good for me to live with someone else from our spiritual community. At the time, I was living alone in a beautiful cottage in the mountains in Aptos, another place I used to live. I had the perfect setup with cheap rent and a nice place all to myself. Matthew's place was twice as much rent, but I had a new job at the hospital and was making good money so I could afford it. I asked Matthew if he thought I was ready to be back in intimate relationships. He said that he was very pleased with my progress and level of understanding of spiritual principles, and that he thought that it would be fine if I felt moved to enter back into relationship as long as it was based on love and mutual commitment to spiritual practice. When we were sitting together that evening, he told me that he was going to be in New York for a couple of months working on some new recordings. He said if he thought that they could listen to me, he would have asked the other students to start taking spiritual direction from me while he was gone. But since I was the youngest one in the scene and most other students were almost twice as old as I was, they probably wouldn't be able to take that. He even used as an example a physician from the hospital where I was working who was also a student of his. Matthew said, "I wish Nick could learn from your example. He suffers so much. If I thought he would listen, I would have you teach him about meditation." This was great news. I felt a real sense of pride and accomplishment. Not only had my teacher just told me that I could break my celibacy, he was also saying that he was personally proud of my progress. This was the first time he encouraged me to begin teaching meditation. I'm sure that a big part of my desire to be back in a relationship was that if Matthew was going to be in a relationship, so was I. I wanted to be like him, so I did what he did. I thought it was kind of weird that he got married, but I was getting pretty tired of being celibate anyway. There you go, guys. Have a good one.